Hello dear students, you are welcome in this video. Dear students, we are making a series on multiple choice questions from the point of view of examination. So we have completed multiple choice questions on literary theory and we made 4 parts. If you have not watched those parts, please go and watch the 4 parts of literary theory on which you find different types of multiple choice questions. And one more thing I would like to share with you. Dear students, we have created a Telegram channel called Literature Simply. Just go to Telegram channel and find Literature Simply and join that channel so that you can get notes, this type of multiple choice questions in the form of PDFs. So I have uploaded there many PDFs and some notes for the benefits of students. So you can go there and find Literature Simply Telegram channel and join it. So dear students, in this video we are going to have multiple choice questions on Ode and Ballad, the 2 basic forms of poetry. So these 2 basic forms are very important from the point of view of examinations, and here I have prepared multiple choice questions on Ode and Ballad. Just watch these multiple choice questions and try to answer the options. So as usual, you need to take a pen and paper and note down question number 1, and in front of question number 1 you have to write down your option, and at the end of all these questions you can calculate your score. We have assigned a score to all these questions. We have assigned 2 marks to each question, means there are 44 marks, as here we have 22 questions included in this series, so 44 marks. And if you want to be clear, or if you want to go through this small test, you need to score 50%, means 22 marks. So dear students, as you see, we have prepared multiple choice questions on 2 basic forms of poetry, Ode and Ballad, which are important forms of poetry. Very first question we have: Ode originated in dash. Options are A, Greek, B, Rome, C, England, and D, France. Please note down correct option, and correct option is A, Ode originated in Greek. Question number 2, Ode is dash. Options are A, always in rhyme and longer to lyric, B, exalted in subject matter, C, in the form of an address, and D, all of the above. Please note down correct option. Question number 2, in front of question number 2, just write down your own option, and we have correct option D. Next question, question number 3, dash. Ode is based on dance and movements of dancers. Options are A, lesbian, B, Horatian, C, Dorian, and D, none of the above. Please note down your answer, and correct answer here we have C, Dorian ode is based on dance and movements of dancers. If you look at the form ode, you find there are a few kinds of odes, and in those kinds we have one kind that is Dorian ode, and in Dorian ode you see this type of movements are made while singing. So this form is accompanied with the singing of the band of dancers, or the people who are there who participated in the very dance, and this is in the Dorian ode. Next, number 4, what is strophe, antistrophe, and epode? Options are A, types of ode, B, movements in the dance, C, song or music, and D, all of the above. So please note down your option. Correct option is B, movements in the dance. So what is this strophe, antistrophe, and epode? It is nothing but dancers take turn from right to left, which is called strophe, from left to right called antistrophe, and when dancers stand still they are performing epode. So this is nothing but the movements of dancers in the ode, in the Dorian ode we saw already. Next, number 5, the form of ode popularized in Latin by. Who did this ode popularize in Latin? We have options A, Horace, B, Catullus, C, A and B, and D, Pindar. Please note down your option, and correct option is C, A and B, means Horace and Catullus popularized this form in Latin. Next, number 6. Thomas Gray's The Progress of Poesy and the Bard are examples of. Options are A. Pindaric or Dorian Ode, B. Lesbian or Horatian Ode, C. Latin Ode, and D. B and C. So please note down your option, and correct option is A. Pindaric or Dorian Ode. So Thomas Gray's these two odes, The Progress of Poesy and the Bard, are examples of Pindaric or Dorian Ode. Question number 7. In which form of ode Andrew Marvell composed upon Cromwell's return from Ireland? This is one of the famous odes in English literature composed by Andrew Marvell, and here you need to recognize the form. In which form? Because we have different types of forms of ode or types of ode. Horatian ode, then we have Pindaric ode, Dorian ode, Lesbian ode, different types. So please recognize options are A. Pindaric ode, B. Horatian ode, C. English ode, and D. Greek ode. And the correct option is, it is a Horatian ode. Cromwell, upon Cromwell's return from Ireland. Question number 8. O Wild West Wind is the beginning of Shelley's dash. Options are A. Ode to West Wind, B. Ode to Gracian Urn, C. To Virgil, and D. Ode on the Death of Duke of Wellington. So in these lines, O Wild West Wind appears in the following ode. So please have your option, and correct option is A. Ode to West Wind. So all these 4 odes are very famous in English literature, and if you look at P.B. Shelley's Ode to West Wind, it is addressed directly to the west wind. Wind. So here we have a thing or entity. Wind. Generally we find odes are composed or addressed on or to persons, but here P.B. Shelley famously says that, "Oh wild west wind." So he is describing wind in this ode, and this is famous ode in English literature. Next, number 9. Who wrote Ode on a Gracian Urn? We have options A. P.B. Shelley, B. Lord Tennyson, C. John Keats, and D. William Wordsworth. Please note down your option, and correct option is C. John Keats composed Ode on a Gracian Urn. Number 10. Who wrote To Virgil? Again we have options A. P.B. Shelley, B. William Wordsworth, C. Lord Tennyson, and D. Andrew Marvell. And correct option here we have C. Lord Tennyson composed To Virgil. Virgil is a great poet, and on Virgil this ode is directly addressed to Virgil, and hence we have title To Virgil, composed by Lord Tennyson. Next, ode Intimations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood is a famous ode by. Who wrote this ode? We have options A. John Keats, B. William Wordsworth, C. S.T. Coleridge, and D. Lord Byron. Please note down your option. I think this is a simple question. You might know about this Intimations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood, and correct option is William Wordsworth composed this ode. Next, 12. Ballad, a form of poetry originated from. So from where this ballad came? We have options A. Folk literature, B. Ancient literature, C. Modern literature, and D. Epic. And correct option is, it is originated from folk literature, option A. Now dear students, if you look at ballad, ballad is a native form in England. So it originated in England, and you find this form came from folk literature. So this is about the ballad. Generally we find many forms of poetry originated in Greek, but we have here a native form called ballad in England. Next, a band of singers wanders village to village and sing with the help of harp or a fiddle. The form is known as dash. A. Lyric, B. Song, C. Ballad, and D. Ode. So please note down your option, and the correct option here we have ballad. So ballad is originated from folk literature, and you find this band of singers wanders from village to village and they sing songs, or they sing this ballad, and they have accompanied with a harp or fiddle, an instrument, musical instrument, and just they sing the ballad. So this is ballad. Next, number 14. The ancient English ballads were collected in dash and published in 1765. There is a collection of ancient English ballads. Options are A. Ballad of Santa, B. Ancient Ballads, C. Old English Ballads, and D. Relics of Ancient English Poetry. So in which text these ballads are collected and published in 1765? We have correct option D. Relics of Ancient English Poetry. You will find all the English ballads composed in this Relics of Ancient English Poetry. They are collected. Next, number 15. The ballad is a dash: A. Short drama in verse, B. Short poem, C. Short epic, and D. Short story in verse. Please note down correct option. And we have correct option D. Short story in verse. Ballad is nothing but it is a short story. It is a narration, but in the form of verse. And these people who wander from village to village, band of singers, just they sing this ballad with the accompaniment of a musical instrument called fiddle or harp. So please keep in your mind, you will understand this ballad. So ballad is nothing but a short story in verse. It is a narration. It states the story of a great person, a story of a great poet, a story of a great leader in the form of verse. And people sing, or this band of singers sing with the accompaniment of musical instrument called harp or fiddle. Next question. What is ballad measure? Now this is a bit difficult question for you students, but ballad have a ballad measure. And what is that ballad measure? It has a special kind of form. When you study ballad, you will understand it. And here just you need to understand only this thing, what is ballad measure. If you become able to recognize this ballad measure, you will understand ballad very clearly, and you will recognize this ballad in any poetry. So options are A. First and third lines 4-foot iambic, B. Second and fourth lines 3-foot iambic, C. A and B, and D. All lines 4-foot iambic. So please note down your option. And the correct option is C, A and B. So dear students, what is this ballad measure? Ballad measure means nothing but in ballad we find ballads are composed in quatrains, means 4-line stanza. And in this 4-line stanza we find first and third syllable in 4-foot iambic meter, and then we have second and fourth line in 3-foot iambic meter. So what is iamb? Iamb is nothing but first syllable is a short one, it is followed by a longer syllable. So this is the measure of ballad. If you understand this measure, you will recognize ballad very easily. So it is in the measure meter form. Next question, question number 17. Generally in ballad, same lines are dash: A repeated, B omitted, C used in only one stanza, and D A and B. Please note down your option, and correct option is A. Generally in ballad we find some lines are repeated. Next we have the example of this ballad, and you find that how these lines are repeated. Next question, question number 18. Stock phrases or conventional epithets are used in composition of dash. So this is, we can say, an important characteristic of ballad. Options are A. Ode, B. Epic, C. Epic drama, and D. Ballad. And the correct option is ballad. So it is one of the features of ballad, stock phrases and conventional epithets. Question number 19. The Ballad of Growth is also known as I already talked about the types of ballad. Actually there are only two types of ballad. So this is growth of ballad, and there is again second is the Ballad of Art. So here you have options: A. Literary ballad, B. Authentic ballad, C. Ballad of Art, and D. Mock ballad. So Ballad of Growth is also known as, and the correct option is authentic ballad. So Ballad of Growth is also known as authentic ballad. Next question. A minor form of Ballad of Art, as in the case of the epic, is the dash. Options are A. Literary ballad, B. Mock ballad, C. Authentic ballad, and D. Ballad of Growth. So please note down your option, and correct option is B. Mock ballad. So it is a minor form of Ballad of Art, mock ballad. Next we have Question number 21. Oh, they rode on they rode, and all by the light of the moon, until they came to the Van water, and there they lighted down. In which ballad these lines appear? Before I said you that in ballad we find lines or words are repeated, and here in the very first line you see how rhyming has been matched. Oh, they rode on, and on they rode. In this way you find a type of rhyming is created, internal rhyming in ballad. Now you need to recognize these lines. In which ballad these lines appear? We have options: A, the Douglas tragedy; B, the wife of Ushers Well; and C, Chevy Chase; and D, Eve of St. John. Please note down your option, and correct option is A, the Douglas tragedy. So these lines, these famous lines appear in the Douglas tragedy. Next, last question here we have William Magin's The Rime of the Ancient Waggoner, a parody of S.T. Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, is an example of dash. Options are A, mock ballad; B, epic ballad; C, authentic ballad; and D, literary ballad. It's a very simple question. I hope you got the correct option. Note down your option, and correct option is A, mock ballad. So William Magin's The Rime of the Ancient Waggoner is a parody of Coleridge's The Rime of Ancient Mariner, is nothing but a mock ballad. So dear students, please now you can calculate your score, and you can comment your score below in the comment box. If you find any problem, you can also share your problem with me. I will answer to your problem. And again, dear students, I request you, please join Telegram channel Literature Simply, where you get notes and different types of PDFs. So thank you very much for watching this complete video. Stay tuned, subscribe to Literature Simply, press the bell notification icon, share this video among your friends. Please like this video. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you very much.